Hello, I'm Aaron Sims, radio play-by-play announcer for the Milwaukee Admirals, and we're talking with Admirals defenseman Matt Donovan. Matt, good to see you. Where are you at? How's everybody doing?
Good to see you too, Aaron. We are currently in Oklahoma. Um, Obviously, we rented out our house for the year, and the year would still be going. So my house is still rented out. So we're currently at my parents' house. My wife, my dog, and my two sons. So it's a little cramped, but we are heading back to Milwaukee because we still have a place rented there. So we're head back the end of this week. Just to kind of get some space for ourselves and be back in Milwaukee and hopefully enjoy some good weather there coming up soon.
Yeah, hopefully this weekend coming up. But I'm curious, it's always a tough thing for players, for athletes to rent homes in cities that they're not from. So
Yeah.
what is it like for you? Are you on a month-to-month thing in Milwaukee? How difficult is it? Because your season may end in April, your season may end in May, it may end in June. Who knows when it's going to end? And this year, who knows, really, who knows when it's
Yeah.
going to end?
Yeah, exactly. So this year, actually, I'll start with this. It's a lot harder when you have kids. When you're only thinking about yourself, you can live downtown in an apartment. You don't need a yard. You don't need to look at schools. But now it's a lot harder with kids. So we found a house outside of the city in the suburbs, and yeah, you asked about renting. We actually planned on renting it through June because we thought we were going to go far, and still are. And then we were planning on having the Squatch Hockey Co hockey camp at the end of June. So we were just planning on being there through June, and that's kind of what we have right now. And after that, we have a pretty good relationship with our landlord. My wife actually just started working for them, their company. So we're kind of playing it by ear on how everything kind of goes right now.
You mentioned Squatch hockey. You've had hockey schools in Oklahoma and last year in Milwaukee. The plan is to do one in Milwaukee this year. It's still on as of now, like the AHL and the NHL seasons. They are still on right now.
Yeah, I mean, like those, it's kind of still up in the air. Obviously, we need to make a decision here pretty soon, just to give people some time and whether they're going to attend or plan for it and stuff like that. So hopefully pretty soon we'll be able to make a decision. And the rinks will know whether they're going to be open or not at the end of June. So hopefully it's still on. As of now, it's still on. But if this keeps going, we'll have to either cancel it or postpone it to a later date. And that's kind of up still.
There's a story that just came out, NBCSports.com, about hockey players and what they do on the side. And maybe the impetus for the topic was the current shutdown that the world is experiencing. But you are featured. Squatch Hockey is featured. So that's pretty cool. People can look out for that.
Yeah, definitely. NBCSports.com, I think the article's on Sean Leahy. Yeah, I think he was kind of just asking guys if they had things to do when we were kind of in quarantine and not playing hockey, and that's kind of where it went with Squatch Hockey Co. And yeah, if you want to read the article, I haven't gotten a chance to read it. It actually just came out, so hopefully it makes me sound good. But yeah, I think it's about Squatch Hockey Co. and about giving back here and to youth hockey in Oklahoma City.
So has there been more time devoted to that right now? Or because like you said, you have a family, you're staying with your parents. You have to somehow figure out to stay in shape without ice because the season may be coming still.
Yeah.
But have you been able to devote a little more time to Squatch Hockey Co. at this point than you have in the past?
Not really, because I mean, it's all about you have more time to think about ways to raise money for Oklahoma City youth hockey, but you can't really act on those ideas because everything's shut down and there's no money coming in, there's no money going out. So it's tough right now. It's kind of in a standstill, and we're kind of just waiting it out like everyone else.
What have you been doing then? Like I said, this has been good because hockey players don't get this time with family and friends. Well, I shouldn't say friends maybe, but with family like you are right now. But how are you trying to stay in game shape? It's probably impossible to say game shape, but how are you so you can be ready when this season does resume?
So our trainer, Jason Norby, has been sending out some great workouts that you literally don't need anything for. You can just do them at your house. My dad also has a Peloton bike that I've been riding every day, so that helps. And the weather's been great here in Oklahoma the last couple weeks. So it's just been trying to get outside as much as possible, try not to stay inside and go crazy kind of is the attitude. I think if I stay inside too long, I go crazy. So I take the kids outside, go rollerblading with the older one, Dean. He's 4, and he loves being outside, whether he's playing basketball or roller hockey or street hockey, whatever it is. We're always trying to do something, and usually it's active with him. He doesn't sit still for very long.
It's neat. You said rollerblades. They seem to be making a comeback. Which is
Yeah.
awesome. I love it.
Yes, they definitely are, because I've had a lot of friends ask me about rollerblades, and a lot of friends buy them, and whether it's on social media or text message, I get a lot of texts and messages about how guys are rollerblading now.
The old days, I remember getting a pair like in 92 or 93, but now I see that they have the ones where like on the bottom, it's sort of like when they invented the speed skate that had the click in it. The rollerblades now, if this is the blade and this is the boot kind of has a swivel thing to try to simulate. Is that what you have?
I do not have that. I kind of like to keep it simple and just go with the old school. But yes, I have seen those. Those are big right now. And yeah, I just got some rollerblades, and me and Dean just rip up the streets.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Keeping in touch with everybody. This was such a special group. This is a special group that the Admirals have this season. How have you been keeping in touch with coaches, other teammates, friends? How has that been going?
Yeah, so Zoom, like we're doing now, we've had a couple of meetings. Coaches have reached out, whether it's text or phone calls. I've talked to Scooter a couple times, Scott Nickel, our GM, and Coach Carl a couple times, and Coach Ford texts me a couple times. So it's kind of everyone's kind of just waiting to see what happens. No one's in a rush to talk about hockey right now. I think as stuff starts opening up now that it kind of has, and state by state, I think now guys are going to start calling you and talk hockey maybe a little more, and hopefully we'll get this thing started back up.
Well, it was interesting is that very early in this shutdown, news came out that you re-signed to play in Milwaukee for the next couple of seasons. Congratulations on that. I don't think I've spoken to you since that happened. So congratulations. And it's very exciting news for fans of the Admirals, for myself. But for you, I'm assuming, obviously, you found a place that you enjoy.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, we were, like I said earlier, when you have a family, you want to be somewhere that you enjoy, comfortable, and you can't just think about yourself. You got to think about your wife and kids. And obviously, we've really enjoyed it the last 2 years, and wanted to be there in Milwaukee for as long as possible. And we were lucky enough to get a 2-year deal done.
I may be asking the wrong question here, and if I am, we can shut it down. But I'm curious, are you involved with PHPA stuff, players union stuff? And I mean, do you have any idea where we're going? Has there been any contacts or conversations about any of this stuff?
I'm not too involved with it. I think you get most of your information from the guys that kind of hear stuff through the grapevine, from people that do know. Yeah. So you text guys and text guys in the NHL and ask if they've heard something, because usually they're kind of more in the loop with stuff like that. But yeah, it's all, I mean, right now it's all speculation. Obviously, right. Obviously nothing's going to happen with how the government is right now, the government shutdown. So, but like I said, as stuff starts opening up, maybe we'll hear more and more, and there'll obviously be more rumors. I've heard a lot of rumors about what's going to happen. But like I said, it's all speculation right now. So it's kind of I think everyone's kind of just in the wait and see game.
Well, and yeah, and you have to have that filter, right? You have to have that filter on, and just have as normal a day as possible. This would be a normal work day. You'd be right now. It would be end of the first round, early second round of the Calder Cup playoffs, and you guys would be having a morning skate and coming home right now and taking a nap maybe.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about, like, how long we've been off and the possibility of coming back and where we'd be if we were still playing, and like you said, and if we did come back, will we finish the regular season and then, or we would go straight into playoffs? It's like I said, there's all the rumors and speculation. It's going to be crazy to see what happens when something does happen.
Well, I can't wait for something to happen. Matt, thanks for the time. I hope everybody stays well down there. Looking forward to seeing you back on the ice and back in Milwaukee. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem, Aaron. Thank you.
All right, that's Matt Donovan.